A new playlist just opened up. Watched a Redbull video of a motocross bike rider doing a backflip off a bridge and said to yourself, I've got to do that someday. Well, today you can. We're leaving motorsports behind to embrace Redbull's extreme side. Host of Motorfest, the podcast on the sounds of Redbull Radio, can't wait to introduce you to the playlist. Redbull supplies all the vehicles. Rally raid, drift, off-road motorcycles, really off-road motorcycles, speedboats, you name it. Playlist that goes anywhere you can imagine. On land, sea, air, asphalt, everywhere.
What's up, guys and girls? Hope you didn't miss us too much. We're getting back to it, and this time we're going further and higher. We've kept the craziest Redbull vehicles for this playlist. You'll have to drive these machines and push them to their extreme limits all over Maui. And because we wanted to spice things up a little bit, we called in the Daredevils. Extreme drivers that set the highest score before you, beat them and show that you are the true, the only, and the ultimate Daredevil. Well, I know I'm hyped. This is going to be mad. Let's go.
wild ride. From motorsport to automobile madness, there is only one step. To the next objective. To sum up, you'll have to grapple with crazy vehicles in action-focused events. Before you embark on your action list, Redbull suggests a pure rally raid confrontation with these lunatics so that you can get to know each other. Caldera, canyon, beach, and all-out jumping. That's the program. Let's go!
The cards. The Queen, Dirt and Air Specialist. The Joker, this guy's sick, but that's why he's so good on a bike. And the Ace, the Flash of Motorsports. You'll have to beat the times of these three guys in action-focused events. But this is still just our first meeting. Show them you're not here to bluff. Slightly damaged due to the vertical acceleration when landing after big jumps. Audi has reworked the... Oh boy, here we go again. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Audi has reworked the shock absorbers and chassis. This version is much safer. Well, as long as you don't land on the roof. By the sharp turn at the end. Introductions made, now time for action.
action list, heading for Central Maui. Perform the actions requested and beat the time already set by the Ace, the Joker, and the Queen. Those specialist drivers Becky was telling you about. Before you do. She's Team Daredevil's stat specialist. For the car, Redbull lends you one that belongs to Forza Rally Heritage, a legacy that includes the McRae's Focus in 1999, Hepponen's Fiesta in 2011, and so the car of the day, the 2017 Ford Fiesta WRC Double World Champion 2017-18 with Sébastien Ogier. Up and running. Take a look at her performance. It might inspire you. Here are the actions to perform: drifting, target hitting, jumping on barns, wall riding. Perform them all and do it as fast as possible.
The Queen kicks off. Keep your eyes peeled. She's not bad at this game. That was really cool. The Queen is done. She looks confident. Now get ready. In 5 seconds, it's your turn. It's on. Show the crowd that you can beat the Queen in her own speciality. The rule is simple. Perform all the actions requested as quickly as possible. That you can beat the Queen in her own speciality. The rule is simple. Perform all the actions requested as quickly as possible. Here we go again. Smash all the targets you can. raise their game.
Get the whole thing out of the way, but you also beat the time of a specialist. That deserves a little beach break and a swim. Let's just rewind that one. Next event is between Oʻahu and Maui, and boat Outrun between the Kaiwi Islet. Redbull has even taken the liberty of building giant fans to propel you when you make jumps. It's untested technology. Sounds like it could be fun. Of the rules of Outrun. Drive as fast as you can to beat the timer. Each door saves you time. If your timer reaches 0, the event stops and you'll have to start again. Good luck!
Aside for a marine adventure. Redbull's strong connection to action on the water is nothing new. They are heavily involved in high-speed sailboat racing. It's like an Alpha GP race, but on the sea. They even race thunderboats at 200 miles an hour. That's pretty much what you're doing right now. A powerboat race where you have to fight against time. Let yourself be carried away by the current and the giant fans.
work for the next checklist event. Well, not quite. Does Robbie Madison ring a bell? He is a legend in the world of freestyle motocross. The guy has countless victories in freestyle competitions and broke jump records, like his 29.3-meter motorcycle jump on the replica of the Vegas Triumphal Arch. He's so good that he was even chosen as the stuntman for the world's most famous British spy. You're riding his bike, a KTM 450 with a Robbie Madison modification that won't go unnoticed. By the way, Becky did a podcast with Robbie Madison where he talks about his career. It's a fascinating listen. If you want to find it, go to the sounds of Redbull track list of your music player. The Joker's already at work. As usual, if you perform the actions and beat his time, you gain his power. Just like in Highlander.
Told me that one of the heaviest moments of his life was riding this motorcycle on a 24-foot wave. On land or in the water, you can do anything with this machine. You can do wheelies, backflips, hit targets while jumping. It's freestyle motocross, so do all the freestyle tricks you can think of and smash the Joker's time. careful, but wait. On land or in the water, you can do anything with this machine. You can do wheelies, backflips, hit targets while jumping. It's freestyle motocross, so do all the freestyle tricks you can think of and smash the Joker's time. Is out.
Perfect run. The Joker is renowned for being quite crazy, a rider who takes a lot of risks, but he found a rider even crazier than he is. One last interlude, and this one should please you. It's a drift race between asphalt and dirt. There's no score to reach, just a time to beat. Redbull lends you another jewel, the Drift Brothers BMW M4 competition. The car belongs to Elias and Joe Hamtoji, two German brothers, pro drifters who compete together. If you're interested in their story, check out the Sounds of Redbull tracklist, where Eli Hamtoji talks competition and burnt rubber with professional drifter Connor Shanahan. Definitely the podcast to listen to if you want drifting tips. I can't wait to see you tame the M4.
I've been waiting for. Drifting is my thing, and on top of that, I know this M4 very well, having seen it shine in competition. Told me his team got 2 M4 models before they were even marketed and made 2 1,000 horsepower drift machines for himself and his brother Joe. Enjoy it. It feels absolutely sick drifting with this monster.
In your path, perhaps the toughest, the Ace. The action list that awaits you is an AGP event, but Redbull style. If you've ever seen a Redbull video with an AGP drifting in the dirt, you'll know what I mean. We've taken the most modern model, beefier suspension, just in case you need to jump it. Basically, it's an all-terrain AGP, so as well as being a muddy event, it's going to be really fast. you the action list to prepare you psychologically. High speed and precision driving, jumping, target hitting, and drifting. And of course, you'll have to beat the time set by the ace. Let's see if the guy lives up to his nickname.
The ace. He's not much of a talker, but he's quick and sharp. No one can argue with that. Damn, this guy is fast. Oh yeah. Set the bar high, but that was to be expected.
drivers on their own turf, in their own specialities, but apparently they haven't said their last word. They join forces for one last action list mixed event. Same rules as before, except that you'll go through 3 different disciplines. Once you've validated a vehicle's checklist, you move on to the next action list. On the program, motor surfing with Robbie Madison's KTM, followed by a racing car action list with a Ferrari 488 GT3, and to top it all off, an action list stunt plane. Don't worry if you're not used to planes. It can be intimidating at first, but you've proved you're crazy enough to tame an extra 300. It's your last wild ride, driver. Enjoy and show them who's the real daredevil in this playlist.
The Joker, the Ace, and the Queen get together for one last time. It's a full house. Event, so it's going to be a shaker. We start with the water bike. Airtime, targets to hit, and wall rides. You know the drill. near misses, targets, and all these actions at high speed. For the last action part. You'll have to be very precise in the air, flying under bridges, brushing against wind turbines. The Queen set her time. Beat it. racing driver. Kudos. This one will be hard to digest for the daredevils.
You've yet to claim your reward, driver. So, daredevils, who's the boss now? Goodness me, I should be careful what I say. I have a feeling this isn't the last time we'll be meeting them. The reward is as good as the playlist. The KTM 450 EXC Motorserve version. You're literally going to own Robbie Madison's dream. So take care of it and make Robbie proud by catching every big wave you see on the Hawaiian coasts. Let's complete this playlist. New challenges unlocked. New playlist ahead. Let's go!